welcome to the 10 and 3 podcast.
Are you gonna actually add those sounds?
I should actually add those sounds, but it's always fun just to do it. But I'll add it this time. How you doing, Gina?
I'm ready to get into this topic today. Yes, Mahalia ate one, but
sorry, I purposely made sure you couldn't see it. But it's like right here, but yeah,
it's a nice little.
Yeah.
Inspired by Chloe K. You know how she keeps her cookies in the jars?
Oh, is that the girl on TikTok? Probably.
No, Khloe Kardashian.
Oh, okay. Anyways, we have a very good topic today, but one quick little side note. So I went on Twitter, like literally, I'm still on Twitter right now, and Rihanna's trending. Well, first, because she did a exclusive with Vogue in her picture. She looks amazing, first of all. But I guess there's rumors that what's his name has been unfaithful to her. That's why I wanted to wait until we started.
I don't want to talk about this.
Okay. At all?
No.
Okay, fine. We won't talk about it. But yeah. But the tweets are pretty funny. He's like, you had one job. Okay. We'll stop. Okay.
Today's episode, this is a warning. If you're in your 20s,
yes,
today's episode will be triggering. If you are 19, this episode might trigger you as well, but this is just a warning. Everyone outside of your 20s, if you are below your 20s, you might get some existential crisis feelings. And if you are above, in your 30s and up, you're either going to be like, yeah, or yeah. So, you've been warned.
Okay. So we're talking about quarter life crisis. Gina. Well, I guess I can find like a definition, but how do you feel about like when you hear people talk about that?
So, for those who don't know, quarter life crisis is basically an existential crisis that you have in your 20s. Typically happens around the ages of, not even the ages, it usually happens around the time of like when people are, oh shoot, there's a moth in here.
Whoa.
It's just,
oh, okay.
Well, that's in. It typically happens like around the age of where people would be graduating from college, if that is the route that they chose.
Yeah.
So you'll have this existential crisis when you're about to leave high school, when you are entering college, like during college years, graduating from college, and then seeing other people around you graduating from college and you haven't graduated from college yet. Like, it is all in that area, and that all like spans from basically 21 to like 27, 28. You're gonna feel that in that whole,
basically your whole 20s, right?
Yeah, your whole 20s is gonna, and it's gonna be a mess. It's gonna be, excuse the language, a shit show. I'm gonna kill that moth. It is bothering me. How did it even get in here?
Anyways. Oh, I see it now. Yeah.
But the kind of the crisis from, what am I doing? Am I doing this right?
Oh, yeah.
What is expected of me? Why is this person that I went to school with look so much more successful?
Bro, you're going through some of the questions I had, but
well, yeah. I was just defining it for everyone, so we can still go into the questions.
Yeah, but so I guess from what you said, like, it's not necessarily like quarter as in exactly like when you're 25, or it could be a little bit before that.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll just call it quarter class. It's crazy because like, I feel like before you get into that age range, you hear midlife crisis and you're like, oh, in their 40s they're gonna go buy a motorcycle or something. My dad did that.
I think I remember that.
Yeah, he had a red motorcycle.
Yeah,
and we rode on it. It was so fun. It was like, this is cool. Little did I realize, like, nah, this man was going through it. He was gonna be turning 50.
Yep.
So we got a motorcycle, got his motorcycle license, and he was having a great time.
What happened to that?
I think he just sold it because he just didn't ride it anymore. And it's like, yeah, because you're too busy to be doing that.
Exactly. Exactly.
And then, but he actually recently bought another one, but then he was like, I'm gonna sell it. I'm still don't have time to ride it. But
yeah, okay. Yeah. So from what the research I did, like kind of basically what you said, that's what a quarter life crisis is around that age and stuff like that. And so I kind of wanted to go through some kind of questions that really stood out to me and honestly like made me realize that I'm going through one. Well, there was some symptoms that show how.
So you're going through a quarter life crisis?
Yeah, but let me show you, because there was one I found like there was like stages. apparently there's stages.
ITZY, it's
or
a
signs.
K-pop group I listen to. All in that's ITZY. They actually released a song recently, and it's called 20, and it's so funny because it's like a balance of all these hopes and stuff I have because I'm finally 20, but also like everything could absolutely go wrong and I'm 20.
Yeah.
And then it's like in the it's like 20, 20, ooh, ooh, 20. So I just keep hearing that, but I'm like 20, 20, ooh, ooh, 20, 20.
Man, who be saying 20s is amazing? 20s are trash, bro.
Yo.
I feel like I'm gonna live my best life in my 30s.
Me too.
You got everything kind of figured out, or at least have some kind of path. This whole time, every other time, it feels like every other day something's gonna fall out of my hands and be ruined. Okay, let me just show you before you do the question.
I still can't even do my taxes until last minute. Like,
bro, don't even get me started on that. Honestly, I don't even think I could even do that.
The stages.
Yeah, but the stages. These are signs. So,
signs.
One of the signs, there's 8 signs, but I'll go through a couple that really stood out for me, was impulsive behavior. So if someone has a realization that they actually hate the job they've been dreaming about, they may impulsively quit without thinking about it through and just decide to do something completely different out of that.
I would just like to, okay, since we're just gonna put me out like that, I recently quit my job, and yes, it appeared impulsive, but in actuality, it had been building up for a while. Like, I had this job. Actually, by comparison, I didn't have this job for as long as I kept my other job, but it was still a good amount of time. And then I got a promotion, and from the day one of that promotion, some fell off. Yeah. Guys, listen, even if you are in your 10s, your 20s, your 30s, your 40s, your 50s, whatever, if you have a gut feeling that something's not right, follow your instinct and go. Yeah. Because better safe than sorry. So it looked impulsive that I quit my job, but in actuality, it had been building up. But go on.
Yeah, that's true. Because like even behind the scenes, like every other time, like you were telling me things about it, and I'm like, dang, like I feel like having this promotion, this is not the kind of thing like...
Just the admin part. Everything else was fine. Like, The mistake was taking the promotion. I shouldn't have taken the promotion. I should have just... Because, like, the part of my job I liked, I gave up.
Yeah, just to be more in
the office. Like, my pay raise wasn't even that high. Like...
Oh, there wasn't a difference?
There was, but like I was already being paid more than everybody else. So when the jump wasn't that big of a jump, so it didn't really make that big of a difference.
Okay.
But yeah, it was.
But yeah, okay. So technically, I guess in some ways, if people outside looking in, it could be impulsive, but I don't think that was impulsive. Yeah. So okay, so these two, like feeling a need for change and fluctuating relationships. So for me, feeling need for a change, I think this upcoming week is gonna be my last week. I'm at my other job. I don't know if I told you that.
You finally...
Yeah, I finally
live in your life?
Yeah, I'm finally gonna put in my 2 weeks. Oh my gosh, I didn't realize how much... my phone. I didn't realize how much these people love me. I figured I was leaving, like, oh, Mahalia, you leaving? We know you had this position here if you wanted. You know, like, if you told us, we could have figured this out. I'm like...
Yo, it's so funny how all of a sudden we can find solutions when someone says they're going to go.
Yes.
Ooh, side note again. There's going to be so many side notes in this, guys.
This is fine.
Hey,
that's fine.
If you tell your job, if you threaten your job to leave, don't threaten your job if you're not about to follow through. And that's for anything.
That's facts.
Don't make a threat that you wouldn't actually follow through. 2 weeks before I had actually ended up leaving my job, I did send an email saying like, hey, I'm going to need some stuff to change or I'm out. And then even though I had a meeting with them, in my own head, I already knew. And I told my like direct supervisor, I said, hey, if they don't fix this by March 31st, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not playing this game. I'm not the 1, the 2, or the 3. And you shouldn't be either.
Yeah, life is like too short.
Like, come on, we're too young.
We're too young to be dealing with this thing, man. Like, that's another thing. Like that. This is another side note. I get annoyed by people like not in this, I guess you could say maybe older or also could be in the same generation or not even understanding people's situations, but I get mad that always seem like, oh, you always be changing jobs, you always be having different things.
My mom said that.
Yeah, it's like,
she was like, wow, so you just can't hold a job. I'm like, I was in this job for 2 years.
Yeah, but it's like, I've been at that one job for like 3 years, and it's like to a certain point you gotta like. For me, honestly, I don't want to be going. Yeah, I don't want to be going through the motions. Not to mention that the pay sucks, and sometimes the people, I feel like I don't get any respect when I'm there when I say certain things. Like, no, why am I gonna stay there? Like, there's people at this job. Okay, it's a retail job, right? I'm so surprised how there's people like, of course, probably get paid more than me, but they've been there for 15, 20 years. Like. That sounds crazy to me. I don't know. Maybe that was different.
The director of my department was making buco money and knew nothing. Okay? Don't at me. I could say your name. I won't. I don't even care. I'll say your name. I won't say the organization's name, but I will say your name. Because I don't care. This woman did not know her job, and she was making way above me. Always, like, there's a point. There's asking for direction. There's asking for opinion. And then there's doing someone's job.
Yes, fact.
And I feel like, especially when you're the younger ones, like older people always take advantage of that.
You. Yep.
They take advantage of it, and then they just sit there
because you're the happy little puppy that wants to keep the job and wants to like keep good relationships with people. Listen, and then some people be taking advantage of that.
See, and the great thing about that is that Gina hasn't existed since 2018. Yeah, in 2019, I quit my office job of 5 years, and I started doing what I wanted to do, right? Mm-hmm. And that is around the time that I picked up the job that I ended up leaving recently. But I got that promotion last year. The promotion is what made me leave. I don't think I would have left if I was still doing my regular schmegular
job you were before.
Walk in, walk out job. Yeah, my position there. That position, great, loved it. Don't know why I did that to myself, but whatever. But like, I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. And listen, am I broke? Yeah. You know, money is tight right now. Money is tight. But guess what? I'm sleeping. I'm eating. I'm living. I'm breathing. I was not sleeping. I was not eating. I was getting bags under my eyes from how much I was struggling to survive. Fact. And I was that was when I had my job. Now I'm struggling a different struggle, but I feel way better than I did before.
You feel like you have more of a better handle of it.
Yeah, I have energy. I can smile. I'm not crying. That was something I did actually do that I never told anybody. I was crying at night.
Gina.
About this job. I was crying, and it was, like I said, it wasn't the organization. It was the position. It was the position because I had a different position before I took that promotion, and there's so many things that just was bad, and it's like I kept dealing with it for so long because I kept thinking like, okay, but logically this should get better, right?
Yeah.
I have said there's problems. There were so many things that I was saying. I never kept anything to myself. It's not like things were happening and I was just sitting there like, okay, it'll change on its own. From the get-go, I was always saying when something was wrong, but nothing was being dealt with, and I continued to deal with that to the point where I was like, you know what? And I just packed my stuff up and left my badge and walked out. Because nobody's taking care of me. And it's like, you got to put yourself first, guys.
Yeah.
When you
know that a change needs to be made, and that change includes you leaving, you got to do it.
But don't make that threat if you're not ready to follow through.
Yeah,
then
that's
you just let boo boo fool.
Yeah, you just look dumb.
And then they're going to take advantage of you more. Because they're going to be like, what are they going to do? Leave? Like,
where they going to go?
What are you going to do? Don't let no job think that they have that hold on you.
Oh, no.
They don't.
No.
If you're working under someone, believe me, they do not have the hold they think they have on you. In the U.S., I don't know how things work outside of the U.S. We're in Florida, so.
Yeah, but what you were saying before about, like, the not sleeping, oh my gosh. Those 3 months I was at McDonald's, bro. I'm not gonna lie, I was making the best money I have in a long time. But no sleep. Low-key, sometimes, like, at the middle of the night, because my shift be at 5, every other time at 4 o'clock, even if I'm not working, I just, like, wake up. And I be having the worst dreams that I feel like I got somebody's order wrong and stuff like that. And it's like panic. It's like, whoa, bro, I've never experienced that in my life. I'm like, bro, this is a sign. I gotta leave. I gotta go. I'm not gonna lie. Now, sometimes I even sleep through my alarms and stuff like that. But, oh my gosh, I never experienced that thing I did before. The second I was like, couldn't really sleep. All this stuff, like, I know I have surgery on my ankle and stuff like that. And, like, I've never felt this inflammation of pain, like, even before when I even had it. So it was like, yeah, it was really bad. I had to have an ankle
your
bracelet.
body be telling you. Your body be
telling you, man. And I felt like, yeah, well, because I also do the fast food. I felt heavier. I felt like so slow. I'm like, yeah, this got to stop. So if there's a change that needs to be made, bruh, only you and God know what's up. You just do what you got to do.
We really need to like,
yeah.
We'll do an episode on like jobs and employment and stuff too, and like what you should not just be taking. Because, like I said, this young adult thing is hard. We're trying to figure it out, but don't let people take advantage of.
Oh
okay,
yeah.
What are the other?
The other one was fluctuating relationships. If you find yourself on a new spiritual path, you may feel inclined to break up with your significant other or forge a new whole set of friends. This is common but should be approached carefully. You don't want to dismantle friendships that are actually healthy just for the sake of needing a change. So that's honestly like I think for me, I feel like I already gone through that phase a little bit. Like in a sense, like realizing like there's people in your life, like, yeah, I still care about them, I still love them, things, but their, I guess, priority, if you will, in my life has changed. Yeah. So like if they call me something like that and need something, they don't really call me, so I'm gonna like pick up and stuff like that. But like people like maybe you, like my family and stuff like that, like, bruh, I don't care if it's 11 o'clock at night. I'm
calling.
I'm answering the phone, man. I'm answering the phone. You know what I mean?
Hey, you sleep?
Yeah,
I was sleeping, but what's up?
That's literally how I be like. Sometimes be like, why is she calling me? I just be answering the phone. But like, yeah, you gotta realize that like, people in your life for a season of time, and people in your life in a certain position for a season of time. So like, it's okay if like for one period of time this was like my best friend, it was my day one, they still your day one, but they're going through this thing, and so like they're just kind of in the back burner, you don't talk to them all the time, that kind of thing. And like that's something I've honestly been dealing with, and I used to like beat myself up and be like, oh my gosh, we're not close friends anymore. Like, no, like we are still friends. Like honestly, most of the people that I don't really talk to like that, when we hook up and talk, like it's like nothing has changed. It's just realizing that I'm not the number one person anymore, and that's okay.
I get it. I be feeling it. I be like, I want to call this person and just talk, but it's like, hey, let's let them live. But, dang, what are the other ones? I'm kind of curious. Like, we can just go through them.
Oh, just go down?
So you can get to the questions.
Okay. I think this one you can really, like, relate to. Like, I'm not going to go through every single one.
I feel attacked.
Yeah, feelings of isolation.
Yeah. Hey, listen, there is nobody else here. I'm here all by myself, right? I be doing it. Like, what? There was one time for 3 days, I just didn't come out.
Oh, really?
I didn't see nobody. And then my phone was like, are you okay?
That moth is like...
It's getting in. It's trying to get in the... Sorry. Oh, no, not just now.
He's gonna hit your phone.
I was gonna...
Did you get it?
Bro, did I get it? Oh my god, I got it!
Oh my
Whoa!
gosh!
This now, I can't. Yo! You see that black mark? That's me. I got it. Man. Listen, hey, I always be telling people, like, I know I don't look it, but don't mess with me. Don't mess with me. Don't.
She literally was threatening to go beat up somebody.
Hey,
before
guys,
we started. So,
don't let the suburb thing fool you. Yeah. I will put your jaw in the wrong place for you if you can't talk to me right. Okay?
You're gonna be out here in these streets, man. Dang.
That also just tells you how long I like stay inside and do things. The fact that I watched it and then anyways. Yeah, isolation. Queen over here. Queen of isolation. I don't be doing nothing. No. Ever since I stopped liking going to the movies, thank you, pandemic.
Yeah.
I don't go out. I don't ask people to go out. I just do my own thing.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
But there were some other ones, but we can always skip those. But the question I had, this one is really good. Gina.
Oh gosh.
Would 15-year-old you be disappointed with you today?
Okay. Yes. And honestly, all versions of me before 2018 and all the different versions that existed of me before 2018 would be disappointed in me.
All of them?
All of them. Like, middle school me would be like, bro, you way too loud. Elementary me would be like, you didn't end up with Nick Jonas? I think I mean, to someone who's not you. I'd be like, I don't know. And my email was nicksgirl1610.
Oh my gosh, you were one of them? Yo. Oh my gosh, man.
But 15-year-old me, so that's when, okay, so 15-year-old me like kind of spanned across part of my freshman year of high school and part of my sophomore year. Mm-hmm. So that tells you how old I am. Like, the thing about me that my 15-year-old self would be disappointed in is like, I was really back then obsessed with going to either one of these two schools, either UCF, which is University of Central Florida, go Knights, and or Agnes Scott.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, you remember? I was obsessed.
Yes.
And I was like, and I'm gonna be a psychology major, and I'm gonna have a therapy. I'm gonna learn to play guitar just so I can play guitar for my patients. And then I went to college.
Someday I'm even gonna have a practice.
Yeah, like I was so into that, and it's like looking back at it, I'm like, you know what? I get it. You're like, you were passionate about it. You wanted to make it a job.
Yeah.
But like the actual things that needed to happen for that to be a thing.
Oh yeah.
It was just very difficult. It was too difficult. Of course, the guidelines have changed for what, you know, you need to graduate with a psych major anyways, so I probably could do it now if I went back for it, but
oh, really?
I wouldn't. Yeah. I wouldn't. The class that killed me was research.
They always be doing
I'm not a research person, but I mean, you know, I didn't get into either school. I applied to 11 schools and got 3 rejection letters, and both those schools rejected me.
Wow.
One school rejected me because they felt like, they said like I really didn't match like the interest level. Like they felt like I didn't match enough, which I was like, okay. And then, as I like looked more up about the school, they were like, yeah, if you're not an athlete, they don't want you. And I was like, oh.
Ooh, wow.
I'm not an athlete. I was a band kid. Even though marching band is a sport, but we're not getting into it. And then UCF didn't take me because of my ACT scores. But if anybody who knows me knows that when I took my ACT was also the same day that I found out that I was severely lactose intolerant because I had jugged a cup of milk before my test and had to deal with that whole mess while trying to take an exam.
Oh, while?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
So I did not do well on that exam.
You didn't even want to take it again? You never took it again, or you didn't?
No, because I didn't have time to take it again before I was like having to submit stuff.
Oh, okay.
And when I got the scores, I knew it wasn't good, but I still applied anyways because I believe in myself. Believe in yourself, guys, because if you're not your first hype person,
believe.
It's not right, you know. So those like immediately that 15-year-old Gina would have been mad at 18-year-old Gina.
Yeah.
Like what were you doing? Why didn't you get up early enough to have a regular breakfast?
Yeah, exactly.
You never drink a cup of milk. Why did you do that?
Yeah, why did you do that?
Like, you know, immediately right there, my 15-year-old self would have been disappointed with me. But even more so now, like, you know, I changed my major. I don't have the same aspirations to go into a practice or doing therapy.
Yeah.
Like, I still do, like, helping kids. And I do, in a way, still do what I had, like, intended to do. But even taking that promotion derailed that too. Like my 15-year-old self would have got mad at me first because it would have been like, "What are you doing? This literally has nothing to do with what you want to do."
Yeah,
it's like you keep getting caught in this pattern of doing what you think people expect of you or what you think makes sense for like, and it's like not everything is supposed to make sense.
Yeah.
So 15-year-old Gina, you know, she'd be mad. She'd be like, "Bro, what the heck? You are annoying, obnoxious, loud, and you don't even have a psych degree. What are you doing?
What are you doing?
What are you doing?" And I would calmly tell her, "You are 15 and you don't know any better. You're too young to know what you really want to do. And now, you know, you haven't experienced life. You're not even working yet. You're going to start working when you're 16 and start dealing with all the stuff that the politics that come with working.
Oh, yeah.
And then you're going to start slowly learning like, okay, the plan's going to probably just keep changing."
Mm-hmm.
And
exactly.
So yeah, my 15-year-old self would not be proud of me. I think the only thing that my 15-year-old self would like about me is the K-pop thing.
Is there another one?
Yeah, there's another one. Is the K-pop thing.
Oh, I didn't wait out
It went into the closet.
Wait, it was 15 that you started?
No, it was like 14, 13.
Oh, okay.
So it would be like,
the 15 would be like, "Dang, you still at it?"
They'd be like, "Dang, look at all this You actually get to go.
You actually get to do
My 15-year-old self would be like, you went to 2 K-pop concerts? How, without going to South Korea? You went to California? Like that is like the only thing that my 15-year-old self would be like, all right, you kind of cool or whatever, but everything else would be like, you disappointment.
Yeah, everything else, but you pretty cool with that.
You know, that's it. But yeah, how about you? How would 15-year-old Maha feel?
Oh my gosh, I think it'd be along the same lines, because when I was 15, I really wanted to be in law enforcement. Like, I wanted to do something like judicial, be a judge, be an officer, be a firefighter.
I remember that.
Yeah, something like that. Like,
because you would talk about it.
Yeah, I talk about it a lot. I'm just like, this is what I'm gonna do. Like, I'm gonna try to find a way, like, become a judge and like help people and stuff like that. And I don't even know what happened. I think along the way, as I started to get to high school, I started seeing the technology stuff. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool. Every time people ask me how to do things, I kind of know. And like, sometimes when I don't know, I want to know how to do it. Yeah. So that's the thing that kind of derailed me a little bit in going through that path and going through the twists and turns and figuring out that for that kind of path, I don't necessarily have to go to college for it. Mm-hmm. And so there was mistakes that was made, but now I'm in a better path. So like, honestly, a 15-year-old would be like, you a nerd. You a nerd. Like, I'd be the same nerd, but I'd be like a cool nerd. Like, I'd be the boss of people nerd. But now I'm the nerd that like, I help people. I still help people, but it's different. It comes with computers, and computers are never going to change. But yeah, definitely 15-year-old me would be like, you want to be behind a computer. You don't want to be like, you know, shooting up bad guys, helping bad people go to jail, that kind of stuff. And like, well, like, I can do hacking. I can help people.
The beauty of being an idealist teenager.
Yes.
Not knowing the world and what is in store for you. Yes. And it's hard because like now, you know, we work with teenagers. Mm-hmm. We look at them and we can see, like, we couldn't look at ourselves back then and be like, oh, okay, you know what? This might not be it.
Yep, exactly.
But we look at the kids we work with and we're like, okay, I'm going to need to support you some way to make that dream happen, but you got to realize it yourself, too.
Yeah. You got to realize it yourself.
That's like a big thing. Wow, that was a good question.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. I was thinking about that. I'm like, dang. 15-year-olds would really be, like...
Surprisingly, I'd be thinking about how, like, my younger selves would not like me.
Yeah.
Maybe my 5th grade self might have liked me.
I feel... Like, in what way?
Because she'd be like, oh my gosh, look at you dancing and stuff. That's so cool. That's it.
Not the K-pop stuff?
Well, I didn't know K-pop at that time. When I was in 5th grade, I did musicals and rock. I don't know what was going on.
I remember that. I briefly remember that. But I think that's a little bit before we started hanging out more frequently. Mm. But the one along that lines is, would you be fine with where you are a year from now?
In this same position a year from now?
Mm-hmm.
No.
Same.
Although I believe, like, now at least, like, okay, you know, sometimes things take time, or the plan can always change, but I don't believe in being fully stagnant throughout the whole time. Exactly. The fact that, and I've been there, done that. My whole 5 years working an office job, that was me being stagnant. How was I spending the bulk of my college years behind a desk? I was too young.
Yeah.
That's
to decide that's where you're gonna be.
I can't. Yeah, I can't accept that. It's okay, and it doesn't and it depends. Like, if it's saying like, oh, do you want to still be subbing and doing this other extra stuff on the side in a year from now? Well, I wouldn't mind it, but I'd like to have some sort of growth that I can see myself.
Yeah.
Like that, you know, from that. So I think the thing is, like, you have to be careful to not get too obsessed with not being in the same spot, because then it can turn toxic, and then you're just like looking at yourself like you're a disappointment, and it's like, no.
Guilty.
You are rarely actually a disappointment. Mm-hmm. You are rarely actually a disappointment, and people need to understand that too. Like, our successes look different. They really do. Like,
everybody's different.
Yeah. For some people, you know, oh, I had this plan, I'm gonna be here at this time. okay, well, if you don't take the right steps to do it, like, can you really be mad at yourself for not being there? If stuff arises and there's a problem,
a pandemic,
you know, a pandemic that slows you down from getting stuff, like, then you can't really, there are things that are out of your control.
Exactly.
But there are things that are within your control. And I think also, like, your perception of yourself, that's something you have big control of. Like, give yourself grace, but also, like, don't be stagnant. Mm-hmm. So it's a hard line to toe, though. It's a lot of, there's a lot of self-reflection and check-ins that you're going to have to do.
Oh yeah, for sure.
A lot.
I've been doing that a lot more lately, and I'm really proud of myself for doing that. 'Cause I do think that past couple of years, sometimes I felt like I was going stagnant. But again, like I said before, since taking this, joining this trade school, and now finally leaving this job that I thought at least for a year and a half I was gonna leave, and I finally leave, like, I feel like, okay, some things are going, like, it's going slower than I thought, but after making this change, things are going a lot faster. So that's good. I do hope to get a car by the end of this year. So that's helping with that too. So just like, at least by the end of the year, if I can get a car, low-key,
I don't think I've been like disappointed with myself in a while. Well, okay, just the letting myself work at that job for so long.
Yeah.
But like I said, I felt, come on.
Is that the same one?
No. See, you have to hit it against something to get something else.
Yeah.
I don't know if I got it or not.
You didn't get it. It's over there.
Odd. Anyways. That's a nice spot for that. But, like, I haven't been disappointed. I was disappointed in myself for not listening to myself, but, like, I don't feel like, oh, you quit your job and then you went back to what you were doing before. Like, that's so bad. Like, no, it's not. Yeah. Like, I guess I think sometimes I still have the fleeting thought of, like, damn, should I still be there? Then I'm like, no, you should not still be there. There was too much going on that wasn't right, that it was just not for you. You guys gotta know.
The free of mind you have isn't enough sometimes. I can understand why. Because, like, just having the free of mind and not being able to sleep more, and you're not complaining about, like, that should be enough for you to be like,
anybody who sees me on my socials, like, people reach out like, you ate your lunch at your desk for a week. At least I ate lunch. It could be worse. I could not eat lunch.
Yeah.
Like, it was very, very bad, very toxic for me, and I recognize that. So I can't even be mad at myself. Like, now I'm doing something and it's flexible. Mm-hmm. If I don't feel like working or I want to do something else, I just don't work. Yeah, I have less money. Yeah, I'm getting paid less, but I'm fine. I'm still getting to do what I want to do. And that is the important part.
Yeah, something that you can control, that's what you're choosing.
Yeah, to hold the control and stuff. Even though, now that I think about it, there's some legality stuff I might have to deal with. Because they kind of...
Having your job? The job
from my job, because... From the old job.
Oh, we can talk about it later. Off camera, but...
Off camera.
Off camera talks.
Hey, like I said, there's people's names I don't mind saying.
But that's
just the one.
That's my new place of business, though. So.
Oh, you can still work there. That's fine. If you work somewhere and then, like, you're like, you work somewhere, you get other people jobs there too, and then you leave, and then they start punishing the people who work there, that's illegal. Okay, you better report that business. Yeah. Report them. Business organization. I'm not gonna say nothing though there, because there are people I like that are still there too in the upper parts. But
anyways, I feel like one of the questions to end soon, but I don't know if it's a quarter life, like a deep question, but kind of like things you asked during quarter life crisis. How did people from my parents' generation be able to have families and stuff like that at my age?
Okay. Like, my mom was 19 when she had my oldest sister.
Yeah, let's go through the list.
28 when she had me. So by the time, and I'm number 4.
Yeah.
By the time my mom, well, I'm not the age she was when she had me, but she already had kids.
Wait, so at the age you are now, she already has at least 3 kids? Yeah.
I have none. I don't even remember to feed myself. Like, yesterday? Was it yesterday? So I forgot to pack a lunch, and I told myself I'd come home and make myself something to eat. It's too lazy. Took a nap instead. Woke up. did other stuff, and then at like 9:30, I was like, oh, I forgot to eat today.
I don't know how you do that, man.
Imagine I have to watch somebody else.
I can't even remember.
Make sure I eat, and I make sure someone else. And my mom had a car, and my mom had a husband.
Oh,
like you had
man.
a place to live and other people to be responsible for.
Oh yeah.
How,
bruh? My mom.
And she was in a country that she wasn't born in.
Oh yeah. So add that to the Okay, so for my mom, 24. So she already had me. So she had my brother too. She already had like 2 kids under 2 years old. My dad was basically the one working most of the time.
Yeah.
So she was at a stay-at-home mom. I think no, when she had us too, that's what I think. After she had my other brother, that's when she started to go and come back home. But I always used to go to daycare and stuff like that. But dang, like have a full-time job, have 2 kids under 2 you have to take care of after work, and have a husband. I don't know. Exactly. Especially with this culture about like,
I don't know.
Gosh.
Listen,
bro, you know what just happened? That's made me realize. Okay, so just yesterday, literally yesterday, I came in the house. Where was I anyway? I was hungry. I was in my room doing my thing. I'm like, I'm hungry. There's some leftover food, spaghetti, pasta, whatever. They ain't make it. I heat it up. I'm about to sit down, and my dad comes in the room. Hey, Dad, how you doing? Yeah, we talk a little bit, and then he goes. And then I don't know where my mom comes from. I don't know what my dad said to my mom in the room. She comes and says, Mahalia, don't you see your dad here? You should be asking him to put food for him and stuff like that. You see him and stuff like that. I'm like, Mom, I just came here to sit down. He just came and said hi. He didn't even acknowledge the fact that I had food on the table. He didn't say anything about it. So that I just like let it go. I'm like, what is going on here? It just made me think about like, dang, this would have been my life, man. You know, like the 20, like, hi honey, how are you? Here's your food. Da 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 da. I'm like,
the way that I act,
dude, what?
If I'm in a bad mood, don't even talk to me.
Exactly.
But me having to check on you on top of it.
No.
And that's why I'm single.
Exactly. I'd be like, there's food in the fridge. That's it. That's all I'd be like.
I'd be like, when did your hand stop working?
Exactly.
Microwave works both ways.
Oh my gosh, man. Low-key, maybe that's why I'm still single, but I gotta still work on my heart, bro.
I'm still
but
single
as far
because
as
I haven't married BTS yet. Okay.
Bro.
Please don't see those BTS.
But as far as I've learned, relationships is a two-way street. So again, I guess we can always talk about a different time and about how like certain things and dynamics we see with people around them, how things we don't want in our marriage and our relationships with people. So I just didn't say anything because I didn't honestly have the energy. I'm like, Mother, I just came here to sit and eat. I didn't really come here for a lecture. So I just said anything. She's like, I know, I'm just telling you. I'm like, I know, but you also have like 5 other kids that were here the whole time my dad was here, and then the second I come in the room, that's when you're complaining about there's no food and stuff like that. And every other time I know, he barely even eats, so it's not like, that's another thing. But yeah, that was just a side note. It's like, dang, like that age,
that would have been your life.
Yeah, that'd be my life.
Oh my god.
Do you ever even see yourself like that with kids and stuff? Have you ever thought about that?
Yeah, but
or even married?
Yeah. But the thing is, and like when it comes into that, like for now, I mean, at least I can recognize, like, you know what, this is not the time.
Yeah.
This is not the time. And that's okay. It's not the time, but this is not the time. But I do, you know, I want to be married one day, and I do want to have kids someday. And I know that there's a lot of stuff that we're going to be talking about, because that, no.
Yeah, you see? No. You see? That's going to be another episode, man.
Which is funny, because I feel like I would still be the doting wife, but to an extent.
Yeah, exactly.
To an extent.
It'd be a give and take in the relationship, so certain things wouldn't feel like obligation to do. You know what I mean?
Okay, before we like start to close down.
Yeah.
What is something that you have noticed, like your other classmates, whether it was high school or college or whatever, that they've done that made you feel like, dang, what am I doing?
Have kids.
Oh, that's a big
That's
one.
the biggest one. Like, I've like, well, not even just have kids, but the fact that some people that, I guess, well, people change, but a lot of people that I didn't really even see having any association with each other in high school somehow come back together and have kids together,
Yeah.
or even end up married. I'm like, dang, life does change people. I guess good for them, but it's like, dang. But also having the kids part, I'm like this is a good. I don't think about it. This is at least maybe, even on my one hand, I could probably count how many people have a kid or even more than 2 kids that are around my age that graduated my same year, even a year before me, or even after me. That's so it's big kids is the big part. Yeah.
I think for me, I mean, I was feeling a lot of, not a lot, like some, but that's why I don't go on Facebook.
Oh yeah,
I don't
for
go on
real.
Facebook. Everyone just announces their new babies and their married.
That's
and it's
the
like,
triggering place of quarter life crisis for me.
But what else? What else is going on?
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. I don't care. I don't actually care, but whatever. Like, I was feeling all this, like, wow, like, this person did this person did that. Like, I've had friends who went and they, like, got their master's degree. And I'm like, oh, I didn't even get mine. Like, hang on. Like, I'm feeling less than, and it's like, bro, it's not everyone's paths the same. But what happened recently also, and I think this kind of contributed to me impulsively quitting my job, is one of my classmates that I graduated with was found dead. She's older than me by a couple months. And her life is done. There is no more. She had been missing for about... Oof, I'm not going to cry though. We're good. She had been missing for a couple days.
Is this someone
and then, yeah.
Oh, wow.
And they found a body in the river, pulled out the body, they identified it, and boom, across everything, this person's gone. And I think that's like the 4th person from my graduating class. People that I was in school with, middle school, high school, walked the stage that I saw. Like, we threw our well, I didn't throw my cap in there, but whatever. But like, gone. And I just looked at my life, especially like, you know, another thing that also recently happened, it was my birthday. I just aged another year. And you know, as you get older, like, you do tend to reflect on like where you've been, where you've gone, where you're trying to go.
Yeah.
So for me to have had another birthday, which I thought was very, like, it was great. I had a great time. All my birthdays from now on will extend way past the date and start at the beginning of the month and whenever I feel like it. Because it's great.
Yeah, your birthday is towards the beginning of the month.
Yeah,
so you can have it all the way from
I celebrated
March
for
1st.
almost a week and a half.
Yeah.
That was my celebration
Why
this
not?
year, which was great.
I should do that too.
But yeah. So my birthday happened, and then my classmate was found dead. They ruled it a suicide.
Oh,
and
wow.
yeah, so it's just like, and then I just got back from my birthday. All this stuff is happening at work and it's stressing me out.
Oh.
I've already had this buildup going on, and I'm reflecting on my life, and I'm like, you're too young. You are letting yourself be put into a corner. You're too young. You're not living. You're not sleeping. You're just existing. You barely have anything to show.
That's a word, bro.
What are you doing? Get up. And I left my desk. And I didn't go back. Because I refuse. I refuse. And I'm just saying this for anybody who feels like, you know, you're really going through it. Yeah, everyone always tells you like, oh, you struggle a lot before you. Yeah, we struggle. But we're not going to just exist and go through the motions.
Oh, yeah.
That is not what we're here for. It's not what we're here to do. We are in a different time and we are all living different lives. Like, I refuse to just be existing. I gotta live. So, if you're going through your quarter life crisis, I'm sending you strength, patience, and guidance. And if that means quitting your job and figure it out before you quit, though. Have a plan. Have a plan.
I'm playing.
Everyone always be like, I quit my job and now I'm living my life. Hey, they had a plan.
I'm playing.
Have a plan. Don't quit without a plan. Don't say you're gonna quit and then not actually quit. Then you boo boo.
Yeah.
But make your plan for how you're gonna exit. Do you care about this job? Then exit however loudly or quietly you want. Mm-hmm. Do you want to keep some connects? Do what you need to do, but have your next plan in motion, or you know, just know what you need to do.
Yeah.
Don't compare your life to other people's. Nobody's lives are the same. Like,
This is the time where you always be doing that to yourself. You need to stop doing that.
And I can't tell you that your 30s are gonna be better because I'm not there, but I can tell you that your 20s are definitely whatever you make them. Yeah.
I was gonna say something else, but that felt like a good place to end. But dang, Gina, Psychology Gina be coming out sometimes.
You know, I did. You know, we did that for 3 years. I know a little sometimes.
Yeah, it gotta come out sometimes.
I did it for 3 years. I know a little sometimes. It changed. But
thanks guys.
I hope you guys take comfort in this episode. I hope you guys are good.
I hope you guys feel that you're not alone out here with this quarter life crisis.
We out here too.
Yeah, we out here too.
We out here too.
Yeah.
I guess this has been
this has been
the 10 and 3 podcast.
Thank you for watching. Prefer to comment, like, and subscribe, guys. And how you feeling about your quarter life crisis? You feel like you've gone through it yet, or is it on the way, or you feel like you might not have one? I don't know. Some people would feel that way.
Some people, yeah. But you're just coming. Don't worry.
It's coming somewhere.
It's coming.
It's coming somewhere.
It might not be tomorrow. It might not be next week, but it's coming. And it might not be the quarter. It might be the mid. You never know.
Oh,
midlife. It comes for you.
All right, guys.
But yeah,
we'll see you next time.
Bye.